I'm Rhys, number 2 I see at J&R Equestrian. Try to be number 1 sometimes, but anyway, today we're going to give you a rundown on quarter markers, favourite tools, techniques, pretty much anything you want to know behind the scenes of making a horse's bum look bigger or in proportion and in shape. Brushes, they are probably one of the most important thing in it, finding a good brush. I reckon we probably go through 10 brushes, probably even more, before we actually find a good one that's strong enough in the bristles, doesn't spread out the side on you too much. This one's a bit old now, but I haven't found one good enough to replace it, so it still does the perfect job. To do the patterns, I still use the brush to do the hunter patterns, which are long strokes like that. So hence why you need one that's got strong bristles. And these little combs here, different sizes. I use them. I use this one here on a Galloway, a smaller one here on a pony. And if I've got a horse that's got quite a heavy coat, I'll probably use it all like that to actually do the hunter marks down like that. The coat really, it's the main thing as well. If you got a heavy coat, and it's going to be near impossible to do a nice set of quarter markers on it. So that's the reason why we stable horses under lights all year round, is to keep the coat nice and short and use the correct products to do it. Anyway, I'll just get some water, which is all I use as the base to start the quarter markers. You want to make sure you have a good even cover of the water through the horse's coat. If there's any dry patches in there, it causes a bit of a different reflection to the overall product, or finished product, I should say. Always like the horse to stand on both back legs so you can get a bit of a square picture. There are many different types you can do here. I'm just going to do the standard set that I'll do on a Galloway, which is just pretty much just like a chessboard, I suppose. You start by trying to get, like, there's a spine of the horse running down the middle. I start just on one side, and you want to try and draw down straight 90 degrees to the ground. And once you draw down straight like that, we can then change the angle with the soft brush to suit the horse's hind quarter. So just a drag down, and then I use the comb again as a space. Always try and keep a hand on the horse at the same time so it knows that you're there, and it usually doesn't get as touchy. Now I've done that, I'll come in behind the horse so I can get a nice straight line, and I'll just want to be on the side. I want to try and pull straight down the side of the spine, and we get a nice straight line. Stand back, have a look at it, and then you want to draw this line. Some people can just freehand the whole thing. I just think you get sharper lines when you pull the soft brush back down again. And then we just come in here, again, 90 degrees, pull straight down to the ground. And just because I didn't have enough room to do another one there, so I'll use this one here. You kind of just go as you please. If the horse's bum looks like it needs more work, you just add extra ones in there just to try and fill the space. But it's very important to try and keep it coming square down the horse. It's quite easy to pull an angle, and that kind of ruins the finished product. The only way to get better at it is just to do it a lot, like most things. I was told when I met Jess that I need to practice on the horses at home every day so I can learn how to do quarter markers, because strangely enough, I had absolutely no interest in show horses prior to meeting my wife 12 years ago. So it's taken quite a while, but that's the only way to get better at it. So see how there's a bit of an angle coming down there. Not a fan of that. So I'll try and square it up a little bit. Still needs one more because my quarter markers will probably, the shark's teeth will finish about there. So I'll try and pull another row. And then we can just play with the length of this last row to try and make it nice and square. Then obviously you can see here it's not quite square enough, so we come back down, give a little bit of a clean up. You really don't want to work it too much, otherwise it just looks not as good. Quarter mark spray, it's like a hairspray made by Judge's Choice. Big fan of it. Doesn't leave any film, doesn't leave any dry, scaly marks or anything like that. It's quite good. And then we'll just make sure everything's smooth again. Get a little bit more water if we need to. You want everything to be coming back in the dead straight line. A lot of people do shark's teeth differently, but I like to start from the bottom. Again, we want the horse to be standing how we'd like it to be standing in the ring. There we go. And this is all just angles. That's all it does, shark's teeth. One up, one down. And it's pretty crazy how cool it looks, I think. Just saying. I personally don't like many more than 4 on any horse, but do as many as you want. I think it gets crowded. And then we come here. This is the final touch here. And we want to bring it around but come back in at the same time. So we don't want to go straight down like that. We want to, like a moon, a proper moon, come back in. And yeah, that's, just touch it up there a little bit. Hope you can see it well on the camera. Probably come up here, just make sure that that's brushed down and the flank's all done. And that's, give it a final spray if you're happy with the position of everything. And then try your best to do the same on the other side.